I just got to the Vanity Lab. We're getting Sculptra today. Sculptra is a biostimulator. It gets injected into the skin and it stimulates the production of your body's own collagen. So it's not a filler. However, it can give a similar effect in the way that it plumps, smooths, lifts, and kind of tightens the skin. I've seen a lot of before and afters. It's very natural because in a sense it is natural because it's your body's own collagen, although you've obviously done something to like make that happen. I feel like you would never know that somebody's got Sculptra. It's one of those things where when you look at the before and after photos, you can't really pinpoint what is different, but you can just tell that it looks slightly better. It does take a few months before you can see the final result, so I'll have to check back in later. I'll also show you guys like right after. There's a garbage truck going by. I'll bring you guys into the appointment so you can see what the treatment's like. I don't think there's any downtime, maybe a little bit of swelling. I also do bruise quite easily, so we could maybe get a bruise. So obviously this is before. My main concern is the lower face. I have a very expressive face. I think I'm lacking a bit of structural support. Why is that hard to say? But yeah, I just feel like, especially just like this area, which I guess would be called like the jowls, my skin just feels like kind of like heavy, lacking laxity. I don't even think it's age related because this is something that's bothered me since like my early 20s. And then I don't even know if this is like a dimple or not, but like the skin just like doesn't feel tight. Like this area is just like a little heavy. I have a little bit of like nasolabial folds. I just want everything to be a little bit more firm and lifted, like nothing crazy, which I feel like this is a good treatment for me because I don't want anything extreme, just like subtle improvement. I don't fully know what areas we're getting injected. I know a lot of people do the temples, the cheeks, like this back area here around like the jaw. So we'll see. Obviously the doctor is gonna know or have like a better idea of what we should do. So anyways, I gotta head inside. I'll check in with you later. Just got out of the treatment. My face definitely feels puffy because liquid has been injected into my face. Apparently this is gonna go down by tomorrow. Pain wise, I would give that maybe a 4 out of 10. It wasn't bad, it just like felt kind of weird. I'll update you guys in another video. It's day 1 post-treatment and I feel pretty much the same as yesterday. I didn't get any bruising and I don't even know if I have swelling. I think my face is just fuller because there's literally like liquid or whatever it is like injected in my face. I did my massage this morning and it still feels sore and tender, which is normal. Can you guys tell that my face is a different shape though? It's hard to smile because my cheeks are so full. Like this doesn't look normal. I wouldn't consider this downtime though. This is not going to stop me from running errands, going to the gym, whatever. From what I've read online, the puffiness usually goes away within 5 days. For some people it's up to 2 weeks, and then it just goes back to looking like you didn't have anything done, and then results end up happening like months later, weeks to months later. You're supposed to massage your face 5 times a day and it just like kind of hurts and it feels weird, to be honest. Like it feels like there's like liquid injected. It just weirds me out. But anyways, it's now Saturday, so it is day 4 or 3 days post-treatment. Anytime I get anything done, it's always around day 2 or 3 or for like the first week where I have like almost feelings of regret and panic and wondering if I've ruined my face. Should I have never gotten this done? And so that's kind of where I'm at. Let me get a mirror so I can like look at myself. And I know it's probably fine, but I just want to document this because it is part of the process. I've gotten filler in my lips quite a few times and I always hit a point where I'm like, did I ruin my lips? And then it's always fine. My whole reason for wanting Sculptra was for a lifted and toning effect, and I'm currently getting the opposite effect. I feel like my face face is heavy and puffy down here and it's pulling my face down. So it's like the opposite of what I've wanted. Also, side note, I do have a pimple sticker here. If you like notice, like that has nothing to do with this. But yeah, I don't know if you can tell. There's just like puffiness and heaviness down here. I'm not super worried about it because I do think this is just swelling from the injections and like from the liquid being injected into my face. So I'm trying not to overthink it, because also the way this treatment works, you're not gonna see actual results from the collagen for, I've heard like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks. So anything that I'm noticing right now is not going to be the final effect, but I always like to read reviews from other people and like hear about other people's experiences. And some people say that they really like the fullness from the initial injection and it gives you kind of like a preview of what you're gonna get. And so I'm hoping that's not the case, because I don't want this to be the effect that I'm getting. It is a little stressful because if you get filler and you don't like it, you can get an injection that dissolves it. But with Sculptra, it's not reversible because you're just stimulating your own collagen. So that's like where it's a little nerve-wracking. But again, we're not seeing any of the results just yet. So day one, like right after the treatment, you can see how puffy my face is. I feel like I look like a chipmunk. So I was still seeing that yesterday, and today I'm still seeing it a little bit, but I do think it's improved. Even when I look at myself right now, this does look better than yesterday. So again, I just always go through this phase of like feeling anxiety and regret over whatever I get. But yeah, this is day 4. We're back at the Vanity Lab today for my second round of Sculptra, and it's been 8 weeks since my first treatment. This is what my face is looking like today. I honestly don't notice any difference at this point in time, but I also didn't have any negative side effects. The puffiness that I was worried about went away after about a week, and then it just went back to feeling like exactly like before. I didn't get any like lumps or nodules. Some people experience that. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned, but I did get 2 vials the first time around, and I'll probably be getting 1 today. On average, they say people get 1 vial per decade. So if you're in your 30s, you'd get 3 vials. If you're in your 40s, you'd get 4. Most people do at least 2 treatments. I think some people see results after the first, but it's usually quite subtle. Most people start to see the results weeks after the second. So I still won't be seeing the results for probably about another 2 months, and I'll have to check back in with you guys then. I don't think I'm gonna bring you into this appointment just because it's gonna be exactly the same as last time. This is my face immediately after. I feel like it's huge. We actually ended up doing 2 more vials today, so I've done 4 in total. And now we just have to wait like 2 months, see how the final results are. I'm not supposed to be putting makeup on, but I'm putting some on. I'm just avoiding like where the injection points are. But I think I'm gonna go have lunch at a restaurant and drop something off for my sister, so I don't want to look crazy. I keep forgetting to give you a Sculptra update, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. I just woke up. I don't have any makeup on, but I do have tanner on. I'm gonna pull up the before and afters because the clinic sent them over, and I'll put them on the screen. It's also important to note that we did do a little bit of dysport just in the crow's feet, so I think that's the main difference that you can see in this picture, which is the creasing around my eyes. I'm also slightly more tan in the second one, which I don't know if that's like kind of changing the appearance of my skin. Here's like a more zoomed in one. I do feel like ever so slightly the skin is like a little bit smoother in this area. Honestly, I don't see much of a noticeable difference. Let me know if you guys do. However, when I touch my face, or like I'm washing my face, applying products, my skin does feel a little bit thicker. This is also 2 months after my second treatment, and I think results peak at around 6 months, so there still could be a little bit of an improvement. Maybe not, I don't really know. In total, I did do 2 treatments, and we did 2 vials each treatment, so 4 total. I think the treatments were spaced out by 8 weeks. Overall, I didn't have a negative experience because I didn't have any bad side effects. There's not really any downtime. I don't find it painful or anything, so nothing bad per se, but I was hoping to see a bit more of a difference. The thing is, I did a lot of research before getting this procedure, and I watched a lot of other people's videos of them getting this, and I did see a couple people who did not notice a difference, and then there's other people who have quite a, I don't want to say drastic because I feel like everyone's results still look really natural, but certain people have a lot more of a noticeable difference while other people seem to be more of like non-responders. I think it does depend on like how your body heals or like how your skin heals, and also dependent on how much collagen loss you've had. We are going back to the Vanity Lab today, and we're gonna do a little bit of filler. I think he's just gonna do little bits kind of like more all over versus one area. That is the follow-up plan. I just got to Yaletown, paying for parking and going into the Vanity Lab. Here's what we look like right now. Let's go in and see what we're doing today. Hi. Just got done. I have to remind myself to not touch my face. Also, we had to take off my makeup, so obviously that's different. But so he ended up putting a little bit of temple filler and then cheek and jaw and kind of just like basically the perimeter, which is essentially where we put the Sculptra. So filler back here is meant to kind of just lift. I'm gonna have to take a better look at my face when I get home. I'm back with a very long overdue update. It is now July 16th. It has officially been 6 months post second Sculptra treatment. So this is where I should be seeing peak results. Also, the last footage that you would have seen was me getting jaw filler. I actually went back and got most of it dissolved just because it wasn't giving me the effect that I wanted. Again, my whole reason for getting any of this done is to hopefully get like a lifted effect. I felt like the jaw filler was actually making my face just look wider down here and more boxy. I do still have a little bit here. I don't know if this is technically called the chin shadows, but I do like how this looks. So I still have a little bit in these areas here. Let me know if you guys notice a difference or not. I still think it's very subtle. Again, it's more so how the skin feels. I haven't noticed any differences in the nasal labial folds, which is the thing that I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm bothered by it. It's just like normal aging process, but I didn't notice a difference in that area. I know some people do. So yeah, I think I was expecting the filler to fix that. And again, I didn't notice any difference in the mid face. I'm just like, it wasn't giving me the lifting effect that I wanted. So this is my official after. Again, I'm curious to see if you, or like I want to know if you guys notice a difference or not, because I look at my face every single day. So it's harder for me to notice differences until I look back at photos, but even the photos, it's like kind of tricky. But to wrap it up, just to give you guys my opinion on this treatment, what do I think about it? One, I will say it is a bit pricey, so that is something to note. I would also recommend doing your own research prior. Maybe you are doing research if you came across this video. From what I've seen, most people have a positive experience. A lot of people love Sculptra. Again, from everything that I've seen, people's results are generally quite subtle. It's also a bit of a preventative procedure because you're losing collagen every year. So this is kind of topping up your collagen stores. So it's kind of hard to tell. It's like, what would I look like in 5 years if I never got this done versus if I did get it done, if that makes sense. I think if you're looking for an alternative to filler or facelift and you're wanting just like a subtle natural lift or firming to the face, it's definitely something to look into. Hopefully this video was helpful just to give you guys an honest, realistic experience with Sculptra. Again, I went to the Vanity Lab. I'll have a link to them down below. That's where I get all of my procedures, injectables, all of that. Thank you guys for watching the video. Again, I hope it helped, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.